Hello and welcome to this presentation on Google Scholar. So we are all familiar with Google, the search engine. The fascinating thing about Google is that there's actually more than one search engine, and one of those is Google Scholar, which you can access by either typing scholar.google.com or just typing Scholar into the search bar of regular Google. It'll be the first thing that pops up, Google Scholar. The unique thing about Google Scholar is that it is going to search all of the things that Google normally searches, but it's going to narrow down the results to academic scholarly research publications. One of the other helpful things for Google Scholar, if you are accessing it through a CWC resource or through a CWC laptop or computer, it's going to automatically default to resources that we have available through our CWC databases. But you can double check it by going to the hamburger menu on the top left side of Google Scholar. We're going to click on this, drop down to settings. When we click on settings, we're then going to click on library links. So if you've accessed this through any CWC media, it's going to already have highlighted the Central Wyoming College. And then it'll also have WorldCat highlighted as well, which is how we access our interlibrary loan articles. If you are dual enrolled, maybe you're taking a class at UW or somewhere else, you can also pull in those additional libraries into your search settings. So I'm going to cancel out of this because my settings are exactly how I need them to be. And let's get started. Let's search for let's go microplastics. Or that's in the news every other day. So if we do a search for microplastics, here we have 102,000 results. I want to show you a quick example. If I search microplastics in Google, I get 45 million results. So already Google Scholar has gone through and narrowed down things drastically. Okay. Now, one of the other really great things about Google Scholar is because of the algorithms that Google uses, those are also applied to the scholarly articles. And so it's going to push towards the top articles that are the most recent, articles that are easily accessible. So here we have articles that are accessible. We can read the full text through CWC, or articles that we can just read the full text of because they're available online through free publications. We also have the information that this first article has been cited 398 times. So that's really good. Citations are important for a variety of reasons. One of the ways that they are important is if your work is cited in other works frequently, that means that it was robust, it is informative, and it's a topic that many people are researching. If you are looking for things that are a little bit more relevant or older, you can change your date ranges. So over here on the left, we have some years that you can go ahead and select. So anything published since 2019, anything published since 2022, or you can set a custom range. This is helpful if you're trying to narrow down your research, if your instructor has given you parameters where some of your research has to be within the last like 3 to 5 years, you can go in here and you can specify those. So if I want to go for the past 5 years, I'm going to type in 2018 and 2023, and then change my search results just by hitting enter there. And so now we've also whittled down the number of results that we have returned. So we have 21,000 results, but our top headings and then our top one changed. So that one that was published in 2011 has fallen out. And you can also, Google automatically is going to sort things by relevance. You can also sort by date if you want to. So we've got things published within the last 5 years and now chronologically listed. So some of these articles popping up towards the top have been published just within the past 2 days. I'm going to change this back to relevance. Let's click on one and see what we get. So our first one here, we should have a full view of this PDF article. I'm going to open it in a new tab by right-clicking. It's taking a second to load, but that's okay. And then this is going to give us the full article. It's very helpful. It's just available online. So I always like to start off, I'll read the abstract, and then I will scroll down towards the bottom of an article to see if they have a conclusion or a summary. Usually when I'm trying to figure out if something is a good source of information for the research that I'm doing, I'll start with those two pieces. And then if those things sound interesting and sound like it does align with my specific research topic, then I'll sit down and I'll go through and I'll read the full article. But I start with these two things that are usually a little bit shorter first. And so yeah, down here, number 7, we have conclusions. So I'll read these two things and then decide if it's worth my time to read the entire thing, or if it's not quite with it what I am looking for from my specific research. Another really great thing to do is if you read those two things and then you read the full article and you're like, oh, this is perfect. You can see what information was referenced in the article, and you can work backwards and read some of this additional information that they used for their research. So that's really helpful. All of the information that you need to cite this PDF article is listed here on the page. However, you'll also see that sometimes where I have highlighted right here, they have all of the citation information that you need as well. So sometimes you'll find things like this when you are able to find just a PDF article online. Also, if we go back to Google and we click here where it says cite, we can click on this and that's going to give us the citation options for a variety of different styles. And then also if you are using a citation cataloger, you can export your citations to any of these. These are the most standard ones that are used. Closing out of this. You can also go through and save articles that you're interested in. So if there's any that you really like, you can click on save. It'll still ask you to sign into your Google account, which you all have as CWC affiliated people. But you have that option. You can also create an alert. So if you have a big research project, something that's going to be ongoing, you can create an alert to get emailed notifications whenever new information is added to Google Scholar that pertains to your research topic. And then here we've got the topic that we are trying to create an alert for. We click create alert, and then it's going to still ask us to sign in with our Google account information. So those are additional things that you can use. Now, what it looks like if we are accessing it through our CWC links, we're going to click over here. We'll go microplastics in the marine environment. Click here to full text at CWC. It's going to tell us to log in. So you're just going to type in your standard CWC username, which is that first part of your CWC email, everything before the @cwc.edu, and then the usual password that you use. So give me a second. Let me get logged in here. All right, once we have logged in, we can see the full article. And again, we've got the abstract here, conclusion, all that fun stuff. The nice thing about this is it actually has like a table of contents, so we can click straight on conclusions and drop straight down to where we want to go. Again, we have the references. If we scroll past these references, these are all the ones that were used for this specific article. Okay, here we also have cited by. So these are articles that we have access to that this article was cited in others. So you can work backwards based on the citations that are found in the article, and then you can work forward. So who else has cited the article that you found that you really liked, and how did they use that information in their research, and is that relevant research for your project? So once you find a couple of really good articles, you will start to be able to dig in deeper and find even more options. Also from here, you can export it, you can email it to yourself as well. Heading back up to the top. And so this is what it looks like when we access it and get to it through our CWC databases. Close out of this, go back to where we were. And that is Google Scholar in a nutshell. I hope you found this video helpful. Hopefully it gives you more tools for your research repertoire, and stay tuned for some additional videos that we have coming out from the CWC library, and we'll see you then. Thanks. See you later.